Hi, and welcome to TECM 5191. I'm Dr. Chris Lam, your instructor for the semester. Super looking forward to meeting you all, getting to know you all, and just learning more about you. And so I just wanted to quickly introduce myself so you could put a face with a name and just get to know me a little bit better. So just a little bit about me. Um, Let me move this out of the way. There we go. Just a little bit about me. This is my 13th year here at UNT. Move it here. 13th year here at UNT. I moved to Texas from the Midwest. So I originally grew up in Chicago. My partner also grew up in the Midwest. And so we moved here about 13 years ago. I've got a 12-year-old son and an 8-year-old daughter. As you can see, this is an old picture, but you get the idea. They're great. We live here in Denton. We love Denton, and just happy to be here. Just a little bit about my educational background. I've got a PhD in technical communication from the Illinois Institute of Technology, and I've got a Master's of Science in Information Design. So those two degrees are directly related to sort of the work that I do here at UNT. But then also sort of unrelated, I've got a bachelor's in history as well from the University of Illinois. Something interesting about me that's sort of relevant to this course in particular is that I own a web design and web development business. I've been working and running that business for several years now, and I'll talk about that here in just a second. So I wanted to quickly talk through my digital history a little bit. Um, and that's something I'm going to also ask y'all to do here in week one as well. So in 2007, I was in graduate school, and I really wasn't sort of naturally gifted or had any sort of background in web development or in coding or anything like that. But I took a course where my instructor had us turn everything in using a piece of software called GitHub. And if you're familiar with GitHub, then you'll know that it's not really the easiest piece of software to use. You've got to like manually log your changes and upload your files using the command line on your computer. So there's a bunch of code and a bunch of commands that you have to learn. And sort of that was my introduction into technology, or in particular into coding. And I remember a lot of people in that class really disliked it. It was really challenging, but it was something that I kind of really took to because it sort of seemed like magic to me. You could put, some prompts or some commands into the command line, and all of a sudden, the computer was doing something for you, or you're making something interesting and new in the world that didn't exist before. And so I was really drawn to technology in that way. The first time I really started to create things from scratch. In 2011, I was hired at UNT, and I was scheduled to teach a web design course. And I had some background, of course, in web design, but sort of wanting to be over prepared. I kind of self-taught myself, went through sort of a online boot camp for web design, and then just volunteered to make websites for friends and family, just for practice. And sort of that's really how I got into the world of web design and web development. And that sort of snowballed into an actual business where I started formally in 2019. And then during the pandemic, it really sort of picked up. Everybody was looking for websites, and really just turned into um, uh, a business that became sort of word of mouth referral based business, which is exactly kind of where you want to be. So that's sort of my digital history. Some of the programming and markup languages that I personally have taught myself are listed here. But just to kind of point out what are the ones that I think are going to be particularly important for technical communicators. So certainly going to be helpful to know some HTML and CSS as a technical communicator, but for sure you're going to want and need to know XML, which is a markup language as well. And so we'll talk about XML this semester. We'll use some software called Madcap Flare that utilizes XML, that's built on XML. And so my hope is that you're not going to learn all these programming languages, but when we think about literacy and we think about digital literacy, it's good to know at the very least what do the languages do, what's the differences between them, and then more importantly, it's very important to know which languages are actually relevant to the work that I'm doing as a technical communicator. And so we'll talk about that this semester. You'll learn things this semester. You'll apply different programming languages this semester. But it's not going to be a coding boot camp. It's going to be a sort of an intro primer to different digital technologies that you'll need to use as a technical communicator. And I'll be able to guide you with some of these source languages, XML, HTML, for example. So that's just a little bit of an intro. I hope you found this helpful. I'd love to get to know you all more. If you're ever on campus, I'm still on campus, Auditorium Building 316. Stop by for a coffee or just a hang. I'd love to get to know you. So looking forward to meeting you all virtually, but hoping to meet some of you in person as well. And I hope this is a great semester.